Hari Om. Be seated in any comfortable posture, eyes gently closed, body straight and still. Become aware of the calm, relaxed flow of breath. Calm breath in, calm breath out. Total awareness of each inhalation and exhalation. Breathing in fresh air. Breathing out, relax your whole body. Total awareness of each inhalation and exhalation. Breathing in fresh air, breathing out, relax your whole body. Bring your awareness to the eyebrow center. Visualize a bright red rising sun in the eyebrow center. Become aware of the brightness, the shape, the color. As you breathe in, let the color and the details of the sun come into you, become one with you. As you breathe out, let them remove all your bad feelings, tiredness, laziness, lack of focus, problems. Let all of them flow out, leaving the sun and its brightness behind. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring your awareness to the eyebrow center. Visualize a bright red rising sun. We shall chant Om 3 times, then a Vedic hymn. If you wish to join, take a deep breath in. Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat. Bring your palms together, rub your palms. Feel the warmth in your palms. Place them on your eyes. Just cup your eyes 3 times. Gently open your eyes. सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Before I begin, couple of clarifications. One of the thoughts that may come into your mind is why I'm in this setup. Because I have signal only here. I have not yet gone out. I first class I did at a diner, so that had a different ambience. But now I'm in my room and I'm in my kitchen space. So this is the setup here. Secondly, there was a question, and there may be a question for others also, that I sometimes seem to be reading out, which is true. I do contemplate on what I have written, and I have posted it on the window. And I read out to make sure that I don't waste your time. Satsangs would be more spontaneous, more extempore. But here I am. If I start thinking, and I would be, I am afraid that I will be wasting your time. Though I will try to make it better as the days progress. The reason I have begun these talks is I stay in practice. I continue with my own study, and I also start sharing with people, which may help me in the long run to reach out to more and more people. So yes, I do not have all the facilities yet, but as the sessions increase, as the days progress, you will find improvements. I'm not sure if you are seeing today a different kind of angle to the whole thing, because I somewhere read that if you keep it on your left, it has a better view. So that's why I think the view is. I have a feeling that the view is better. And I don't have much space, otherwise I would have tried to make it better. The space here is quite narrow. So yes, I do read out. I try to reduce it as much as possible. I am working on it. I'm quite a new speaker as a teacher of Vedanta and as a speaker online. I'm quite new. I'm more used to conducting yoga classes and giving talks on stage. So this is a new experience for me, and I really do not want to. I really want to have minimum time that I would like to take. I would have made it just 20 seconds or 1 minute if I had that ability. I still have to work on it to have half a minute videos or 1 minute videos. So yes, I'm working on these things. Yeah, yes, you are right that I am reading out many times. Sometimes, if I have not written something and it comes to my mind, I of course start speaking. Today, whatever I am going to say is largely to warm up whatever I have already said, to reinforce that, and basically to answer a few questions that came to me as well. So that is one of the reasons why I do talks, because it's more like a conversation between the world and my mind. So that helps me to come up with clarifications, ideas. That is my basic purpose. So my apologies if you feel that I'm reading out. I know I can do it better. I'm working on it, and as you can see, to my mind at least, there is some progress today, and you will feel more of such progress in coming days and today also. I am working on other area as well. So what we have done until now is basically in the last class we discussed about devotion, how we have darshan of Bhagwan or darshan of God. I also reinforced the thought that I'm mostly using Dongreji's talks. So today's talks, most of the content is not there in Dongreji's talks, so it is more questions that came to my mind, and I felt I need to work with it. So we spoke of darshan that happens through dreams and visions in places of worship. We spoke of the indirect experience or the experience of the unmanifest form. Uh, or even if it is the manifest form, it happens without the image being around. It is more of an experience and it is more of a personal rapport, that memory of the personal rapport that may have built, that has built up. We we also spoke about devotion and what to do if one does not have that kind of renunciation, because knowledge. Okay, so this is another thing. I had mentioned that people who live in the world are not really qualified for studying of the Upanishads and the Vedas. Let me qualify that a bit further. You see, if you are an actor has to work very, very hard to become the character. Actors don't eat for days solid food. They just live on juices. They cut down weight, they gain weight, they live in the area where people of that character live. Why is all of that done? So that whatever acting they do rings true. Upanishads is about intellectual understanding, intellectual knowledge, analytical knowledge. All of that has to do with intellect. And the more you stay away from opulence and more you are close to hardships, the more you are close to isolation, the more the intellect becomes active. In fact, a friend of mine, once I was talking to her and I expressed some ideas. And she said, "You think like that because you are not around women. Men who are around women don't think like that." So I have quite a few ideas which I have begun to think are good ideas, healthy ideas. But I have a feeling that if I had been among women, I may not have been able to develop those ideas. So actually, it helps to be away from realities also, to be able to nurture a certain idea, to become strong in a certain idea. After you have become strong, going and being in the world for some time may not dilute your ideas so much, though you might get some shocks, but the ideas may not get so diluted. So that is what I meant by others are not qualified. Does not mean that they cannot read. In fact, Swami Chinmayananda, I think, is the first person who brought Upanishads to common people, people who really are not even interested in Upanishads or texts. And he brought it in a way that they could relate to it. So it is more or less like you use the science for different purposes. So you can make the science for nuclear bomb. You can use the same science for building nuclear energy. You can use the same science for, or let's say nuclear science for making medicines. You can use the same science or nuclear science for creating apparatus for entertainment or uh, creating an impression, an image. So uh, the same nuclear science can be used in various ways. So for helping people relate with it, helping people understand what it is about, helping people see how it could possibly help them, may have some impact. Just when you listen to a nice song as you're passing by on your bike, you get a positive impact even if it is for a few seconds. If you are in the early evenings or even in the mornings walking by a very nice flower which blossoms only at night, Raat Ki Rani, you can feel that smell and for a moment you are ecstatic. Does not mean that you are able to experience in the same way as you would experience if you were there and you spent some time there and you smelled it for some time, and you had developed over a period of time sense of powerful sense of smell. It won't be the same. If you eat salt every day, you might need more salt to consume to gain that experience, and yet you may not gain it. You can try it actually. There may be just 10 days, just live on fruits. And the 11th day, I said 10 days, 10 days, because Navratra is 9 days. So I said roughly 10 days. So you can try that. And on the 10th day or the 11th day, you take even a so basically, I had lived actually on potatoes, roasted potatoes, for about 9 days, and that 10th and without salt or anything. So on the 10th day, when I ate guava, which was a very sweet guava, the taste was heavenly. That's all I can say. So to experience this, you will have to consume it. You have to try out the whole experiment. So that is what I would suggest. So that is what was meant by others are not qualified. It means you will not be able to taste that taste unless you are so intellectually strong. And the intellect becomes strong by hardships, by isolation, by staying away from the opulences. The opulences themselves are like rewards. Rewards strengthen emotions, not intellect, which is also required. You need a strong emotion, you need a healthy emotion. That is essential for a healthy person. But at the same time, if you are living too much in that, it is not the same thing. You can understand this from also the fact that people are attracted to things where deprivation is shown. No clothes, no salt, no sugar, no taste. The more a person pursues these things, somehow the person develops kind of a magnetic personality where people keep coming. And it has to do with people's connection to pain and they just want to get rid of it. So when they hear more and more of things where people have got rid of something, it gives them a kind of mental state where they are more comfortable with, they are more peace with themselves. So yes, gopis, even though they lived in the village, did their usual activities, they were able to experience Bhagwan because they identified with him at every level, and whatever they did, they kept him in mind. So that was their asset, that was their strength, and we may not realize this, we may not know this also. I did not know this for a long time. That when women do anything, they put in a lot of emotion behind it. Smallest thing they may speak, smallest thing they may act, smallest thing they may think about. There's a lot of emotion goes into it. That is why woman has been called Shakti. We may visualize something, we may plan something. The woman also visualizes the same thing. She may plan the same thing. But the effort she puts in that makes it happen. The effort we put in it sometimes is not enough and therefore things don't happen. Or they may happen insufficiently. So common people are attracted to very common things. Common people are attracted to theater, common people are attracted to dance, common people are attracted to nice programs, nice events. Common people to sit and analyze and do hair splitting on things which are eventually not going to lead one to any monetary benefit or any rejoicement. They they are not interested in it, and that is where a need came up in the mind of Sri Vyasji to talk about the Leelas of Bhagwan and through it explain the reality, the truths, put the same messages down to people about what is the richness of our heritage and what does it teach and how it can be beneficial for us. So the gopis are the true teachers of path of devotion. Gopis, as I mentioned before, are the friends of Krishna who were the girls of the villages of Vrindavan and around. So they were all called gopis. And the fullness one achieves through yoga can be achieved through devotion very easily. And here the word yoga normally by common people and perhaps by Dongreji Maharaj also means asanas and postures. Some people may also say meditation. The devotees may also call it yoga of knowledge. But to me, this yoga basically is about health, mental and physical. And here Dongreji Maharaj is saying that this can be attained by the devotion very easily. I have already mentioned it in one of the sessions. We have to understand India in multiple ways. And if we are unable to understand it, we will be never able to find an alignment in between what we hear about India and what we see about India, or what we think about what we think we see about India, or what is shown to us about India. None of it is wrong. Everything is correct. Because India is a very large population and people do not easily take to change. Only those people take to change who are directly affected by it. Others may not realize for a long time that things are affecting them and they do not change. India is a land of rishis. If you dig deep into any clan, culture, state, province, you will find that there is a role of some great rishi there. It does not mean that the land did not exist before the rishi came. It does not mean that the people were not there before the rishi came. It only means that the most of the times before the rishi came, people were happy with their normal lives. People would take care of the cattle, people would take care of their farms, people would take care of their family and keep either moving or staying in one place, but at the same time going on with their normal life without worrying too much about many things. Life's problems are themselves enough to keep a person occupied. But there were always people who may, because of experiences, became intellectually stronger. When I say experiences, I mean hardships and problems. Lack of solutions is also a big problem. And these people eventually went in search of solutions. Many of them found, many of them found very good teachers who taught them many things, and they eventually became rishis, or they were trained by rishis and therefore known as rishis. So at, I'm sure, some stage where there were so many religious groups within the country, a lot of deities. Right now I'm in Goa, and my street itself has at least three deities. One goes with Shiva, one is Shakti, and third one I'm not very sure which. No, four deities, but I do not know which one the other two. But their names are totally different, and in the past, this may have created a lot of friction between people. But these leaders needed trade, commerce to go on, needed freedom for people, security for people. So they made efforts in order to ensure that the mission or the aim continued. They aim to keep people happy, they aim to keep people peaceful, they aim to keep people seeing things through the eyes of reason. That's how perhaps the name came of Bharat, Bhadito, that is the dhatu. It's a parasmaipadi dhatu, which means it can be used for oneself, it can be used for others, and it can be used for everything. And it is akarmaka, means it does not denote any action, and it means to glow, to shine, to be illumined, to look beautiful, and to look attractive. So that's how the term Bha comes. Rat comes from the tat, which implies speciality of immersed in it, loving it, or being it, or committed to it. It is a kridanta pratyaya forming, which forms rata or rata because of the masculine and feminine. This piece, and with this we will end, this piece requires three essential things. One is sharing. That is why we find the expression of sharing in various forms in the country. Sharing food in temples, sharing food by communities during celebrations, festivals, and events. Even this land that landlords have was shared before the British started regularizing lands. So the land would belong to normally, or would be in the control of the person who had created and turned it into a cultivable land. And his sense of responsibility, his sense of his experience, his sense of being able to relate with that land helped people to help others. So the students could come and eat there, the priests could come and eat there, everyone could come and eat there. The second is mentoring, nurturing, and cultivating. This is another trait which is an essential trait to grow or to nurture. One who nurtures only can have the aptitude to be patient, uh, and it is necessary to be patient, to be observant, to be protective, and education. The third area which is extremely important is education or critical thinking. The essential realities are same for everyone. Practices too are very same. Yet all are free to choose what they practice and what not to practice. In India, the essential realities were same. The practices too were very similar. All were free to choose what to practice and what not to practice. Nobody was forcing anybody to follow a certain line of thought. The importance was in the living it, living the commitments, living to what was said, and learning and using it to solve problems. The importance was in your giving and in your commitment to it, as well as learning to resolve problems faced. So it is necessary that if we really want to be Indian or Indian like, or what India stands for that knowledge which illumines this land and the people who come to learn from here, it is necessary that we develop critical thinking. It is necessary we learn new trades, new skills. Not everyone is always lucky. Some are lucky, some are not always lucky. Our upbringing decides what we are going to be or how we respond to different situations. A person's behavior reflects his past and the values he was brought up with. So we will stop here for now. The point is, I was trying to come to this and more, which we will do in the next class, where I wanted to say what is happening in the world, why is this violence happening, and how effort has been made in India to stop it. And it was effectively stopped. Later, whatever violence was happening was organized violence being happening through kings and the rulers. But before that, the violence which used to come was coming from people who did not have a very mature way of living life. And we can see that those values have come down today to many people, and those people pose a risk for themselves. The people who have great regard for them, they are a risk for all of them. Because one wrong step by them only destroys their name, and they don't really care. I wish you all the best. Please, we will conclude now. And again, like as usual, if you have questions, please message me on the number 89039599395. If you want to make any contributions, it will be very helpful for me. I'll be putting it up also what I am doing. And you can always go to that video, Sapiens videos on, you go to tiny.cc/saffron. If you type tiny.cc/saffron, you will reach my YouTube channel where I'm posting up all these videos, and I'll be posting more in coming days. So that would be very nice of you if you have a look and give it a thought, give me more questions, and we will proceed in the next class. Thank you. So please be seated. We'll conclude now. Be seated in any comfortable posture, eyes gently closed, body straight and still. Become aware of the calm, relaxed flow of breath. Calm breath in, calm breath out. Bring your awareness to the eyebrow center. Visualize a bright red rising sun in the eyebrow center. Become aware of the brightness, the shape, the color. I'll chant Om 3 times, then a Vedic hymn. If you wish to join, take a deep breath in. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat. Bring your palms together, rub your palms. Feel the warmth in your palms, place them on your eyes, just cup your eyes, fingers on the forehead 3 times. Then gently open your eyes. Hari Om Tat Sat. That's it for today. We will continue in the next session.